Welcome to
She Talks, He Nods.
We're your host. I'm Megan.
I'm Chris.
We've really got that. Like, it sounds like the same every time, but we record it every time. I think we're getting better.
We're very consistent now.
Yeah. We probably should just record that though, and then like have some kind of cool pictures or something with it rather than saying it every time. I think that's what like the real podcasters do.
Maybe.
Well, we are real podcasters. We are real podcasters. We're just not advanced podcasters.
We have a real podcast. That's true.
We do. Okay.
So, how was your past couple days?
Good. How are yours?
Good.
We lived them together.
I was there for yours.
I was there for yours too. Oh, tell them about Gemma. What happened 2 days ago?
She lost her first tooth.
It was so cute. She was nervous, but she got through it. She was brave. I just can't believe she just, that's a big milestone, like for your youngest to lose their first tooth. Like, it's like they're not a baby anymore. I need her to be a baby still.
Love a cute little toothless smile, though. Love some gaps in the teeth.
It is cute like every time she talks, but you can't really see it because it's, that bottom tooth. But yeah, hopefully we'll have another baby to lose another tooth. But that was just such a big moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the tooth fairy came. Cressla is her name.
Cressla, the tooth fairy.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Pretty cool tooth fairy.
Brought her some quarters. I don't know what your guys' tooth fairy brings, but our tooth fairies bring quarters because quarters are cool and they're like gold, like
kids love quarter machines.
Yeah, quarters are fun. Why are I heard someone's given like over $5 a tooth these days. Some tooth fairies. Are your tooth fairies giving $5 a tooth? Our tooth fairy gives $1.25.
Our tooth fairy would have to take out a loan to keep up with today's tooth fairy rates.
Yeah, tooth inflation. That stuff's real.
Toothflation.
Yeah. My favorite part of the past couple of days?
What?
It happened last night and this morning. What is it?
Eating Coogan?
It is eating Coogan. Gosh, I love Coogan so much. Explain what Coogan is, because people from the South are not going to know what Coogan is. Well, maybe that regionally, there's a lot of people who won't know what Coogan is, but it's fantastic. When I moved up here, it was just like the best thing I've ever eaten.
It's basically German dessert, and we live in a very German and Norwegian,
don't you know,
part of the world. I think those were the first settlers that moved over here into our North Midwest. Certainly Germans, and I think the other ones were Norwegians, I think.
Why did you say it like that?
I think that's how they say it.
Say it again.
Norwegian? Could be wrong.
There's that guy on social media, he's like blonde, never wears a shirt. And
that sounds Norwegian to me.
Yeah. He's always doing stuff like, is he Norwegian? I don't know. He sounded like what you just said, but it's like his joke is always like, never mind.
What's his joke?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You were hoping it would piece together mid-story.
It didn't happen for me.
All right. So it's a German dessert, and it's basically sugar pie, I think. But it doesn't have a pie crust on the top. It's like, what are the ingredients? The bottom is a crust, and then there's multiple different fruits and other flavors of Coogan that you can get. But I think it's primarily sugar, and it's thick like a quiche, but it's cold. It's served cold, but can be warmed up with some ice cream. And that's also a fine way to eat Coogan. I've never had it with ice cream. Well, you better level your Coogan game up.
My favorite flavor is the cottage cheese. Now, I get it. That does not sound like a good pie dessert. Something about it, it's just so perfect. It's the perfect amount of like sweetness. It's not too sweet. Currently, the past 2 days, I've been eating the strawberry rhubarb. And
that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's also really good. Remember the caramel apple? Mm-hmm. That one was really good. When we lived in Eureka, we ate this all the time. And even in Washburn, they sold them in Washburn. Where can we get them here?
Some not gas stations. Some of our like local like Family Fare or Cashwise. I think they carry Cougans, but they are so expensive that we just can't justify buying them anymore. Because when we were buying them originally in Eureka, they were like $6.99. And I think they were made... I don't think...
Like Eureka is like where they were started.
Yeah.
Like that's like the home of Coogan or whatever.
Yeah, like Eureka or Ashley or somewhere in that area,
well,
right?
Like the big sign when you drive to Eureka says home of the famous South Dakota dessert Coogan.
Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe the original grandma was in Eureka. Either way, it used to be $6.99, and then recently I saw one in a grocery store in Bismarck, and it was like $19.99 for one Coogan, which is like the size of a pie, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it's
you got to learn to make it.
Yeah, but it's really good. So it usually doesn't last past one day because we will have several pieces a day.
It's too good.
It's really good. So $20 a day on Coogan. I don't think that's in our budget.
I also don't think it's healthy to eat a whole Coogan in a day.
It's so much sugar.
It's so much sugar.
But it is a lot of carbs, and I need them carbs. So maybe I go on an all Coogan diet. That might be
a tasty diet.
That might be the ticket for leveling up my athletics, is just powering my workouts with Coogan.
Yeah, Coogan's great.
It is great.
I think this is the time I need to officially learn how to make Coogan. Do you think I could get it to the point as good as the ones we've had?
We could try. One of our friends made a Coogan one time.
And it was really good. So you know what? It's time to learn to make Coogan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably like $20 in materials to make it, though.
I doubt it. I made some ginger cookies earlier this week. I forgot how yummy they were. My goodness, I love.
They were so good, you almost just dropped an F-bomb describing them. They're so yummy.
No, that's not. They're just so good and just made from scratch. You know, I'm talking the flour, the butter, the just ginger and cinnamon and all of that. Oh, they're so good. They're my favorite. We made them for some new neighbors down the street and went and brought them to some of our other neighbors and then ate the rest. Did Gemma bring a picture for our neighbors or not? She didn't do that. She never found that.
I think that would have been a good gift for a new neighbor.
Yeah.
They don't have kids. They're young adults with no kids.
They seem nice.
So we have
a good neighborhood. I really love our neighborhood.
We were going to give them a picture to hang on their fridge because their fridge is probably empty because they don't have kids making 8 drawings a day to fill their fridge.
Maybe they want their fridge empty, though.
Maybe. I mean, they could crumple it up and throw it away if they want, but it's the thought that counts. Yeah. Gemma is an artist.
Yeah, she is.
They would be so lucky to have a Gemma piece on their fridge.
I think that's like a parent thing or a grandparent thing. You know?
Yeah, they probably don't want some random kid in the neighborhood's art on their fridge, but hey.
Maybe they do.
Maybe they do. And Gemma felt good making it for them, you know?
Yeah, we have to find that. I don't know where it ended up.
She made them one and then we lost it.
Yeah, that's okay.
In the shuffle of our other 9,000 art pieces.
We are never in a short of artwork around here.
We live in a fine art museum.
Yes, so much art. I love their art. We have very creative daughters. They get it from their mama.
Yep. I don't have a creative bone in my body.
I love to paint and do art. I need to paint again. I miss painting. You want to tell them about last night?
It's just some part of your cycle where you're just an absolute maniac. Well, it's really hard to go to bed together when you're in your follicular phase of your menstruation cycle because you're an absolute maniac.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know. So, you know, I think any woman knows that there's essentially 4 different personalities that every woman has, right? You have when you're on your period, you know, you're tired and just low motivation, don't really want to do anything, irritable. Not always. I'm not that irritable on my period. My irritableness goes away on my period, but I'm hungry, I'm tired. Hungry and I'm tired, but then I can't sleep. Interesting. I'm sure everybody is different, but this is like for me. So I have that. And then when the follicular phase hits, when my period ends, a couple of days after that, you know, right before ovulation, I am wild. I'm wildly motivated. I'm rearranging houses, doing deep cleans. I'm organizing and making lists. And then I'm really fun, aren't I?
Yes, you're very fun.
I mean, by that, I'm a total goofball. Like I can't control like, you know how you have, like when you give into your impulse, or what is that called? What's the word I'm looking for? You know, when you want to throat chop someone, but you don't do it.
Intrusive thoughts.
Intrusive thoughts. It's like all my intrusive thoughts just happen.
You have to act them out.
They have to happen. So it's like... Sometimes
I'll just get a throat chop for no reason.
And I'll just start doing karate on him. And it's the worst at bedtime. It's like, because I'm not ready to sleep. I get in and I can't resist just to mess with him. Like just poke him and tickle him and choke him.
I am not safe during that week of the cycle.
It's just, I'm funny. I'm carefree. I'm super happy and just, my like particularness goes away because the house is spectacular. So there's nothing to be stressed out about.
Right.
Because I just clean the whole thing because I have all this energy. So yeah, that's always fun. I have fun. That's when the raptor comes out a lot too, during the follicular phase. Then you hit ovulation and it's just like, wow, wow, wow.
Was that 70s porn music?
What is it? That's the let's get it on, right?
I don't know.
You know the song. Is that how it starts? Wow, wow, wow. Or I guess we could just say that's when the Steven Rodriguez music comes out. You can't even walk by me without me just following you to some closed door.
It's a pretty cool phase.
Your favorite phase, I'm sure. So then you have that one, just a wild animal life. And then comes, the luteal phase, the worst of all. Whenever you look in the mirror and you were super hot when you were the week before, and then you look in the mirror, nothing's changed, but then all of a sudden you're just like this dirt ugly person. Just every time you look in the mirror, just hate your body image and so mad at everybody. I get super angry during that phase, super irritable. That's my irritable phase, not my period. My period, the irritable goes away. But yeah, just nobody, I don't want to be around anybody during the luteal phase. I just want to be left alone. It's a stressful time. Then your period starts and you're tired and hungry again. You're also hungry in the luteal phase and bloated. Yeah. Like 4 different personalities. You learn my cycle pretty well though, so you know who you're coming home to. How is that for you, for a man, to adjust to different like cycle phase personalities of your wife?
It's not hard. Yeah. Just knowing that you don't have any control over any of that. Me just being a good person, I just adjust how I talk to you, or I know I need to be a little extra helpful when you're on your luteal phase because you're ready to snap and fight. So I just make sure I'm accommodating. I think that's a pretty easy thing to do. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have any struggles with it.
What could you recommend if maybe someone out there, like a man, doesn't even realize this? Like, what would you say?
Just be nice and accommodating 30 days out of the month. If you have no idea what cycle she's in, just always think that it's the irritable one and just be accommodating. It's not that hard.
But how is it for you in what I call the fun one, that probably makes you irritable? How do you handle that?
You run for your life. Go to bed before you go to bed so that I don't have to deal with you tickling and poking and grabbing and choking while I'm trying to sleep. And then I get frustrated because I'm like, I've said stop 11 times and she just won't stop. And I'm like, consent. I don't give you consent to do this. Let's just chill.
But I don't hear anything.
But you can't chill.
Dee.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fun.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I think open discussions about hormones is just important because it is out of our control and it does affect so much. And I think just being aware of that stuff really can get you on the forefront of how to keep yourself sane. Because sometimes, I used to just feel absolutely insane. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Maybe that's not a kosher word to use anymore, but that is how I felt. And, I realized I was diagnosed with PMDD about 2 years after having our last daughter. Yeah, that checks. Essentially what that is, the best way that I like to explain it is it is like every woman's normal cycle and your normal hormones and emotions, except accelerate those times 1,000 to the point of no control. That's kind of how I would feel. And it would be the worst in the weeks leading up to my period. And I would get to the point where I couldn't even function. Like, it wasn't just irritableness. It was to the point of like self-hate and no worth. I would beat myself down so hard. And I didn't want to be around anybody because I just felt like I was making everyone else's life miserable. I mean, I would just be crying in the floor. Like, I would get irritable and upset at something that, a kid or Chris did. And then I would just be at this point of uncontrol that I didn't even recognize myself, and I couldn't control it. I didn't know what to do to control it. And then I would just weep for hours because I would have guilt of how I just felt. And I know this is this can be a normal feeling that anyone has. But the level of where I felt this is what kind of led to the diagnosis. And that was a pretty tough time. The reason I think it really came to around that time after having Gemma is PMDD is known to progress with age, essentially. So I was about 32. And prior to that, I had been pregnant or nursing for 5+ years. So whenever you're pregnant or nursing, your PMDD symptoms go away, essentially. They're not present.
Because you don't have a cycle, right?
Yes, because you don't have your cycle. So during my time of being pregnant and nursing, and then as soon as I stopped nursing Jovi, we got pregnant again right away with Gemma. So then I was pregnant again, and then I nursed for 2 years. And then once my cycle returned and got more regular again, the symptoms just hit me like a brick wall. I had went that many years without having a cycle and without having any of these symptoms. And even though I had them before, I was also living alone, and just life management was so easy. So it wasn't noticed. So then the first time I'm truly having these symptoms was after I have 2 children and I'm a wife and a whole new life, essentially, when I experienced this. And it just came in so hard that it was just felt uncontrollable. And I went to the doctor and got all that explained, and that's when I was diagnosed. And we looked at what to try. At first, I was like, I want to go as natural as a route as we can, because I'm not a fan of medication if there are alternate routes to take. So I definitely tried the alternate routes and nothing was working. I would get to that 2 weeks before my menstrual cycle and it was just unfunctionable. What do you remember much about, like, when that was really bad? Like, what can you say on, from your perspective of how I just was?
You just were extremely, extremely moody, and it was really hard to deal with for everybody. And do you remember what we tried before the antidepressants?
Just food, diet, exercise, normal stuff, but it wasn't to the level that I do now. So
yeah.
So I eventually tried, I tried antidepressants because that is the treatment for it, unfortunately. We started like a very low dose, and I only took it intermittently. So I only took it 2 weeks before my period. And then I stopped taking it through midway through ovulation. And then I would start taking it again.
Because you could feel it start to come on.
Yes, yeah, because it's that intense. It would get that intense, and it still does sometimes. But I tried the antidepressants, and it helped. And I didn't take them for very long, not even a full year, I don't think. But then we had to up the dose. So I already did not like the way that felt. So then I was taking like 1 pill the first week and then 2 pills the second week when it got even stronger. And I just did not like the feeling. I was better. I was calmer, but I was just not me.
Yeah.
I've always been someone who very much believe in emotions. They're part of us, like anger has a space in our life. Sadness has a space in our life. Happiness has a space in our life. Every emotion has a space in our life. And I don't believe in drowning out any of those, and that's what I felt like it did. It really dulled my senses and it really dulled my emotions. And yes, I was more level-headed, but that wasn't the solution for me. And that could be for some people, but it wasn't for me. I didn't like that.
You were very, very emotionless.
Yeah.
It did stop your PMDD symptoms, but it did make you absolutely empty.
Yes, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And then even to add insult to injury on that, I started having heart issues.
Palpitations
and like AFib type stuff, where my heart rate would essentially go from 70 to 100, like while sitting still, like, or I would be at like a normal resting heart rate and then it would spike and then it would drop back down. And I noticed this when we were cycling once, and I don't know how well our watches do, but I think they do fairly well. And I would get this like weird feeling, and I was cycling and I looked at my heart rate was 78 when I'm in the middle of an intense exercise. And I was like, that's not right. And that's what led me to go back to the doctor. And I wore a heart monitor for a while. But at that point, I just stopped them because I was like, it has to be this. Because it correlated with the time that I increased the dose, remember?
Yep.
And so I was like, I'm not taking this. It's messing my body up. And so I stopped taking those. So I don't even think the heart monitor truly got a real reading because I had cold turkey cut the medication. And that kind of also just showed me like it was the medication causing that. So I haven't had any issues really since stopping that. And at that point, I decided, she recommended switching medications. And I just said, no, I'm going to go the natural route. If anyone does have these struggles, what I do and what works for me and what maybe will help you, exercise is my 100% best medication. And some people are like, gosh, you just exercise so much. You don't have to do that every day. And I'm like, no, I actually do have to do it every day. I need some sort of intense burn every day or I don't function. Not as much in the, in those early phases. Like right now, I don't really need it. And ovulation, not too bad. Or even during my period, I don't need it. But more than anything during that luteal phase, and that's a hard time to do it because you don't really feel great, you're bloated and everything. But if I do not exercise every day of some sort, I truly love a good cardio because that really just gets my endorphins going and my dopamine released and just gives me a good starting point to the rest of my day. So I really do need it during that time. And I recommend that to anybody who's struggling with any kind of stressors. Go run, go run, even for 10 minutes, if that's all it takes, lift some weights and run or cycle, do something to get your heart rate up and to sweat and just release. And your day is going to just be on a better foot. And so that is essentially what I do, a healthy diet. I do sometimes give myself more separation if I'm noticing it. I'll just tell Chris, I'm like, hey, I'm struggling today. I need to go and have a little bit time to myself. If you can do it, take bedtime tonight. And that kind of communication and exercise, those two things do wonders. And it's working for me.
Yeah, exercise helps you a ton. It totally changes the way you see yourself in the mirror.
Absolutely.
Like days where you don't exercise, you're very hard on yourself. Or even maybe you're hard on yourself in the morning and then you exercise and you're feeling yourself for the whole rest of the day.
I'm like, girl, who's that?
Yeah, it just totally changes your whole perspective on yourself. Is hugely important.
Yeah, but not even for hormones and PMDD and all of that, but exercise is just in general superior to anything I feel like you could do. Well, other than sleep and nutrition. All three of those are intertwined, but let's just talk a little bit about exercise. Why don't you speak on just the benefits on exercise, as adults, especially as adults?
Yeah, the older you get, the more your body's trying to fall apart and your muscles are slowly deteriorating when you hit a certain age. And I don't think we're quite at muscle deterioration age yet, but I know we aren't as able to be fit as a 20-year-old is. You know, a 20-year-old is still growing and trying to reach their prime. We're probably past our physical prime, but that's not to say that we can't still exercise like we did in our 20s. We just don't quite get the benefits that a 20-year-old gets. But yeah, just trying to stay consistent. I think consistency is just huge. Exercise is so hard to get into, especially if you've never been in any type of athletic. Of course, there's lots of people out there that growing up, even as kids and teenagers and young adults, you were never in a sport. You never really truly exercised, where we had the luxury of both being athletes since we were kids. So I've been training essentially since I was 10 years old or whatever, minus I had a 3-year gap when Margot was born where I didn't do any exercise anymore. But then after that, I realized at some point that, man, I miss working out,
Yeah.
Because I was kind of burned out of it after college, after all my training and all my sports all throughout high school, and then to college and basketball for 2 years and all the training that it took to continue to be able to play college basketball, low-level college basketball.
Still college basketball.
But after I was done with that, and I was out of college and out of any organized athletics like that, I was happy to not be exercising anymore because I felt I'm over it. I've been training for so long. It's just I'm ready to not train. But all my friends were also athletes. So we still worked out. Like I still lifted weights. And now it's funny that, now I'm an adult and I don't want to lift weights. I know I should, but
I like lifting weights.
Yeah, but I really love cardio, and cardio just gives me, I'm not sure how to explain it. It makes me feel accomplished when I'm able to be consistent. All that I said before about we had the luxury of being athletes and we've been exercising for almost our entire life. If you haven't been exercising, it's really hard to get into exercise. And a lot of times people will compare themselves to somebody like us who are very established and we have our routines, and exercising is not hard for us, but we continue.
Well, it's still hard. Like motivation sometimes is lacking, and
yes,
and the work we do is hard, but
right. But because it's just part of our life, it's not like pulling teeth. Yes, some days you lack in motivation, but after the years of exercising, that's where you develop discipline, and even if I don't feel like it, I just have to.
Yeah, because it's so important for your body and just for consistency and help your health.
Yeah, basically you can break it down in two different categories. One, it's hard to be in shape because it takes a lot of work to be in shape, but it's also extremely hard to not be in shape, because you're dealing with different physical ailments. If you're some overweight or you're having heart problems or cholesterol or blood pressure or whatever it may be, like that's really hard too, to live with that. So basically, no matter what, life's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to be physically out of shape, and it's going to be hard to be physically in shape. So my mind just goes to, let's choose the hard that makes me healthy.
Yeah, makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I go, say I take a couple of days off from exercising, those days I feel terrible. Like not terrible, but I feel not near as good as I felt on the days that I woke up and I put that in a priority. And that alone is just what keeps me motivated, because once you have that consistency and you're in there and you're doing it, when you stop, you realize, oh, now I'm aching and I'm hurting. Because the aches and the pains of, I worked a muscle group and it's a little sore now, that's really not that bad.
That's a good ache.
It is a good ache. And it doesn't stop me in my daily activities. But when I go 3 days, like if say I'm sick or something and I just can't, or we're traveling and it hasn't worked out where I got in the gym, in the morning on vacation, those are the days that I wake up and I'm like, my back hurts, my legs hurt, I'm tired, I want to eat junk food. And that's another one. Like when I work out and exercise, the food that I choose and that my body tells me to go get are good, healthy foods. I'm craving those good, healthy foods, rather than when I'm lazy or not working out, I'm like, where's the pie? Where's the ice cream? All those sound great right now. I'm already being real lazy. Let's just dig it in deep. And then I feel like even more crap. And then I go back into the cycle of, I should have just been in the gym or outside running. You don't need a gym to work out. You don't even need workout equipment to work out. You can do so much with just your body weight. You can stretch, and stretching is amazing too. Not even just lifting. Like, don't forget to stretch. Mobility, I feel like, especially getting older, is so important. I'm only 35 and I have, it's so crazy to say, let me make myself sound like I'm 80 right now. I have hip issues. I do though. I was even in PT a couple years for my hip issues, and it sucks. But what I can tell you is after about 2 years of lifting, my hip issues have gotten better. After 2 years of consistent stretching and mobility work within my hip has gotten better. Whereas if I would have just done nothing to rest my already hurt hip, I can't imagine the shape it would be in right now. It would be terrible. Lifting and strengthening my glutes and everything in my legs and stretching my hips makes all the difference.
Yeah.
In my just daily pain.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, exercise is just huge for your overall well-being, but it's not like exercise is not just the ticket to like losing weight. If you want to lose weight,
food,
it's totally nutrition. Like if you decide, oh, I'm out of shape and I feel unhealthy and I want to get healthier, I'm going to start exercising, but you have a really poor diet, the exercise will not help at all.
Yeah, it's not going to mean much.
No, it won't do anything. But if you say, I'm in poor shape and I feel unhealthy, if you just change your diet, you don't even have to exercise. Just your diet alone will immediately make you feel better. And you will lose weight if you change your diet to be a healthy diet. You don't even need exercise for that. But if you can combine a healthy diet with exercise, it amplifies so much.
Yeah, you just feel better. Like I said, sleep, food, and exercise, it's the simplest.
Yeah, and it's in that order.
Yeah.
Sleep is the most important, diet is the second most important, and then exercise. If you exercise on 3 hours of sleep and 5 days a week of fast food, you are wasting your time exercising.
Yeah, they're so intertwined and they're so important. Okay, moving on.
All right.
Are we being boring today? I feel like we're being boring. Maybe not. So with that, we'll get into also with exercise a little bit. We also love it as parents because we are giving our kids the opportunity to build that into their lifestyle as this is just what you do, and to let them see that when I'm active, I feel better, I sleep better, I crave the better foods. And we're just doing that by just being active with them, letting them see that we do that. Family bike rides, running together. We're about to help our 7-year-old train for her first mini triathlon. So that's going to be fun.
What are the distances on that?
It's a 50-meter swim, 2-mile bike, and I think a half-mile run.
Is it?
Yeah.
She's going to crush that.
Yeah, she's going to do great on it. She's just going to need our help because she hasn't swum in a deep pool for that long. At her age, it's non-competitive and a parent can be along with. So we're going to do it with her. So that's going to be fun.
Does she just get out of the pool in her swimsuit and we just go to the bike wet swimsuit?
I don't know. Maybe. Be cool.
I don't know. If it's non-competitive, it's probably like, okay, you're done with your swim. All right, go change into dry clothes and then your bike's outside and now come on out and we'll do this.
I don't know. Just throw in some shorts.
Yeah.
Throw in some shorts and shoes. I think kids don't care. If it's not cold, it shouldn't be cold. It's going to be in August.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So we're looking forward to doing that. And we love just doing that with them. They are already getting a competitive sense, but they keep it friendly. Just the other night, they were riding their bicycles and racing each other. And they had so much fun doing that. They're out here giving their hardest effort, and they're making it fun. And it's fun. And they're out there they're exercising.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. And they don't even realize it. It's like, let's go out and let's ride our bike as hard as we can and see how fast we can go because that's really fun.
Yep. But just seeing us live that active lifestyle, I think, is subliminally putting in their head, being active is normal.
Yes, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not about body image. It's about body health.
Right. Yeah, we're never like, oh, I have to lift weights so that I can look strong.
No, I got to lift weights so I can be strong.
Right, exactly. It's a little different because we're competitive, of course, like we're trying to be competitive, like race-wise.
Yeah, so I'm speaking on just our daily normal life, not when we're training for some kind of race. That is different. And they know that. They
Right.
know when we're training for something. And they also kind of see that, I think, too, whereas they're like, oh, I want to do a race like that. And we're like, okay, well, we have to train.
Mm-hmm.
And then we say, well, let's just run in the neighborhood together. Let's see how far you can go. And then, one thing we teach them, which maybe non-athletes don't have this mentality, but we have just spoke before of the mentality of whenever you get to a point where you're tired, your body is so much more capable than your mind lets you think.
Mm-hmm.
So we already are slightly into like teaching them when they're running and they're like, oh, I'm tired. I'm like, okay, let's go 15 more seconds. Tell yourself you can do 15 more seconds and then do that. And then if you need a break, we can stop and walk for a second and see if we can go again.
Mm-hmm.
And just to teach them that you can push your body, but also listen to your body. If you're hurting or you feel super out of breath, like you can't go, stop, take care of yourself. But 15 more seconds, that's just slightly teaching them you can go just a little more than you think. Push yourself just a little bit because you are so capable.
Yeah, I think it applies to a lot of aspects of life, just the mental barrier side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Exercise really brings out a lot of mental barriers when your muscles and your body start to tell you, okay, I need to stop. Or when your brain tells you, okay, we should stop because I feel fatigue.
Yeah.
Where that it can be applied in lots of different aspects of life. When you have that mental barrier of, oh, I've got too much homework to do, or, oh, these chores, I've got so many chores. When it's like, okay, just one step at a time. Just push through. Sometimes you have to just persevere, and that's discipline. And we're trying to just teach them the discipline to persevere. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, you're just so capable, like mentally and physically, you're so capable.
Yeah.
Everyone.
To be able to push yourself is a really important life lesson. You should always be pushing yourself. You should always be evaluating where you're at, setting goals a little too high, and then trying to reach those goals.
Yeah. Okay. We're over here preaching.
Oh, I'm passionate about exercise and discipline.
I just got tea in my eye.
Nice.
Yeah, just spewed up.
Straight into the bloodstream.
So I wanted to talk about, we're going to get a little preachy here, okay? Because this is something we also are passionate about, but it needs to be said.
I mean, all parents want their kids to be safe, right? But you have to give them the autonomy and the ability to go out and, make mistakes and get hurt in a controlled environment. And if kids are going to ride bikes, they just have to wear helmets. Or if they're going to scooter or skateboard or rollerblade, you just got to protect that brain.
Put a helmet on them.
So many kids out there that we see without helmets on. And I was also a kid that never wore a helmet because I thought it didn't look cool. And maybe they don't look very cool, okay? But it's trying to teach that, hey, when you're outside and you're just riding your bike, it's not a fashion show.
Yeah.
Like, you have to protect your head. Yeah, you're going to fall and you're going to scrape your arms and knees and stuff, but your head is important. One crack of the head and it can change your entire life.
Yes. And the craziest thing to me is I see kids, I can't age any kid any days, but I mean, they're not like driving teenagers yet, because if they were, they'd probably be in a car. So they're under 14. I see kids riding electric bikes on the road with no helmets. You know how many times I've almost been hit by a car on the road on a bike as an adult who is really paying a lot of attention? More times than I want to count. You know how many times our daughter has almost been hit by a car, not even on a road?
Several times.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even about just the crash. Like, yeah, you guys, the crash, more than likely, if they were to fall off their bike, I get it. They're not really going fast. But that one car pulling out of a driveway or not paying attention, I mean, look at the world we live in. I know every single person can tell me that when you're driving next to someone, you can look over at least one out of every 3 cars, you're going to see someone on their phone while they're driving. They're not watching for your kids.
No.
They're not driving through the neighborhood looking out for your kids. They're texting somebody.
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, most. And with that, it's like, why risk it? Like, yeah, you can teach them, stay on the sidewalks, look out. And that is what you do. But it still happens. And not even that, like, kids are fearless. So they just be doing crazy stuff out on their bikes and scooters and skateboards, which is great. They should be. But you got to protect their brains, I mean, if it wasn't for her helmet, no telling what would have happened to our daughter with her scooter wreck.
Yeah, we were just on like a walk on a trail.
This is not an electric scooter.
Right. Just a manual powered with your feet scooter.
Yeah.
And this walking trail had a huge downhill, and she took off on this downhill. So, okay, we no longer can reach her because we were just walking. And she probably got going, I would say, like 25 miles an hour. She was absolutely flying.
I'd say like 10.
No way. It was way faster than I can run. She was flying.
I don't think 25.
It could have been. It's a huge hill.
I don't think she was going over 15.
I bet she was.
I don't think so.
There's no way I could have outran how fast she was going. I could at least run 15 miles an hour.
You think?
Yes.
What pace would 15 miles an hour be?
Like a 4-something mile.
You think you could run that fast and like in a quick sprint?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I had a cop radar me at 18 miles an hour when I was like 18 or whatever.
Okay. I don't think it was that fast. I think that's exaggerating, but it was fast.
Agree to disagree. She was going really fast.
Yeah, really fast.
And then her scooter started to do the death wiggle in the front handlebar there, and she just went completely straight over her scooter and just landed straight on her face and just skid on her face and helmet until she stopped skidding.
Yeah.
And
I just knew when we saw that happen, of course, we instantly took off sprinting and we yelled, brakes, hit your brakes.
But she was living her best life.
Yes.
And just going super fast like she likes to do. And kids don't have that sense of danger. But as soon as the wheels started shaking, it was just all over, you know, and she probably had some level of panic, but didn't realize she was about to skid on her face for the next 10 yards until she finally stopped skidding. And when we got down to her, her helmet was just ground down. It was like a mountain bike helmet. Like some helmets are just like turtle shells, and mountain bike helmets are turtle shell with a hard visor on the front.
Yeah.
So hers had a visor, and it just ground the visor all the way down, and it cut her.
It just got her chin.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. When I saw it happen, I was like, there is no way we're not about to go to the hospital. Her entire face is going to be torn to pieces. And it wasn't.
Yep. And that was, and her helmet.
Her hands were all tore up, but her helmet took everything.
Yep. It took every bit of damage. Her chin was a little scratched.
It was busted.
Yeah,
the helmet was busted.
The helmet was cracked and ground down, and her chin was bleeding, and that was it. But if she didn't have a helmet, it would have taken all the skin off her forehead, nose, chin. She would have bit the ground. Would have broke her teeth. There's no telling
if she would even have made it.
Yeah. It was a very serious crash on a scooter going fast. And you don't think, oh, they're on a scooter. There's no danger here. They can't go that fast. Yes, they can. And she fell. And that day we went straight to wherever we bought that helmet, and we bought a fresh one because
the same one.
That helmet saved her. It made a huge impact.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I get it. Like when you're riding through the neighborhood, you probably think, oh, we're just on a small walk. You just never know. You know, don't let them know your next move. You never know if that's going to happen. Like, that's kind of what it was. We're just all strolling slow, and all of a sudden, she's gone before we could even grab her or tell her to slow down or prep her.
Yep.
And especially if you live where there's hills, like, you never know when they're just going to full send down the hill and then lose control, because it happens. And, you know, same with the bike. She's had a bike wreck so bad she went like turning down it was a hill, and she just didn't turn and she flew over a bank. You know, it's like, again, without a helmet, guys, there's no telling what would have happened. And it's funny when you think of the wrecks and they're safe and fine, but like, she's had 2 serious wrecks that it's like she wouldn't have been fine. And I get it. Sometimes like, oh, they're just in the yard really quick. You just still never know.
Yep. When our kids touch their bike or scooter, we say immediately, helmet.
We don't even have to say it. It's been, and you know what? I'll say it like this. Here's my thing. So I do get it. Like, I was the same way as a kid. Like, yeah, I didn't throw my helmet on just to ride over to grandma's next door real quick, because likely nothing going to happen. But it's about the habit. So if it's, oh, I don't have to wear it this time, but I have to wear it this time, how do they truly ever know when to and when not to? It's just neat. If it happens every time, there's never going to be an accident where the helmet's not on. And if it's only sometimes, or this time you need a helmet, like parents, if you're not consistent, it's not their fault if they don't wear their helmet. It's your fault. It just is.
Yep.
You have to be consistent. You have to teach them the consistency of putting that on.
Yep.
And I know half of you guys are going to the pediatrician and you're marking yes on that box. Yes, they wear a helmet, and I bet they aren't. Stop lying.
That's on the box.
Yes, what is at ours at least on the well child checkup every year. Do you wear a helmet on a bike? And I proudly check yes. And the pediatrician, I love our pediatrician. She even asked that question to the kids. She probably tries to catch some parents because the kids won't lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, just check that box and mean it. You know, just put the helmets on them. Teach them that it's cool. And as adults, we were like, well, we don't need to wear our helmet when we're just riding around with the kids either, because we're adults. We're not going to get hurt. Well, that changed after we actually started riding bike competitively and for fun, just in general, riding bike. So they said to us, well, you guys aren't wearing helmets. Well, guess what?
We wear helmets.
We wear helmets, even if we're just dinking around in the front yard.
Yeah, and
we put our helmets on.
My hair is a big deterrent for me not wanting to wear a helmet if I'm just dinking around, because I'm like, oh, I got to put my hair in a low bun. It's going to mat my hair down. It's going to make me greasy because the inside of my helmet's gross and I should wash it more, but I don't. But it's like, yep, just got to do it.
Yeah, you can't be a hypocrite.
Yep.
Don't be do what I say, not as I do. No, do as I do. I'm doing it, you're doing it. And I'm going to teach you and live by example.
All right. Thanks for coming to our helmet TED Talk.
Put a helmet on your kids and yourselves.
Sometimes I'm going like 45 miles an hour down a gravel hill. I'm not sure if I fall, I'm going to get really hurt bad, but not my head.
Nope. Your head's going to be safe.
Head's going to be fine.
Mostly safe, I guess.
I should be all right.
You make me nervous with how fast you go. I don't even know. What do you think the highest speed I've went on a bike?
30 something.
30 something was too fast. I did not feel safe.
It's fun going fast.
It is fun going fast, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, one wrong rock and I'm dead.
Yeah, shred your front tire and just away you go.
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate. I haven't had any big hard falls, which is probably why I'm a little fearless.
Yeah.
Once I have my first real big hard fall, I'll probably I'll be a little more timid. But
you're our main provider with a labor job that requires you to not have broken legs and stuff. So slow down.
No, thanks. I believe in my skills.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, I don't know. I feel like we did a lot of, it's not boring talk. Maybe people are going to be like, no, it wasn't boring at all. I hope you think that. I mean, it was stuff that we wanted to talk about. Yeah,
this is our podcast and we're talking about things we want to talk about.
But I mean, we weren't as jokey and funny as sometimes. That's okay, though. We don't have to. Sometimes in life you're serious. Sometimes in life you're jokey. Tonight I'll be jokey again. We'll make sure to go to bed at the same time.
No, I work tomorrow. I'll be asleep so much earlier than you.
Yeah, Raptor.
Please don't. Trying to keep my heart rate low.
Your heart rate is insane.
Got a pretty low heart rate.
What's your heart rate right now?
Well, it's 80.
Why is it 80?
Because I'm on Red Bull.
Oh my gosh. Stop drinking Red Bull.
It's fine.
It's not fine. Anyways, my heart rate is 69.
Nice. Yeah, my resting heart rate at night's like 42.
That's so low.
42.
Okay. So, yeah, that's all we kind of have today.
But we would love to have like a question and answer episode.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions about parenting, marriage, kids, exercise, those are the things that we are passionate about and that we will have some opinion on. And if you want to know our thoughts on some things, if some things you do at home or any advice, we'd be happy to answer questions. And yeah, that'd be cool.
Not only that for like a Q&A, but like I'm talking like ask us a story of our past or what our favorite TV shows are. Like it can be just like random things like that. Anything that you think would be interesting to hear or learn about us. If you're a listener and you want to like know a little more about anything, just let us know. And we think that'll be a fun episode. We're also going to do a little clip and put that on social media asking for questions. So you can comment there or you can send in a question to shetalksheNods@gmail.com.
That'll work.
Yeah. And again, we'll keep all that anonymous and just answer them. And I hope we get some fun questions.
Yeah. But anyway, if you liked the episode and like what we're doing here, if you could please rate, review, subscribe, that'd be super helpful. Leave a comment. It just helps the engagement and sharing. Sharing's
the big one.
And help us grow this. We're having fun doing it. I'm enjoying talking to you.
I like talking to you too.
But when we get off the podcast, just don't talk to me. I just talked to you for an hour.
Rude. That was rude. Do you remember that little TikTok thing?
Really effing rude.
I always liked that one.
Yeah.
No, we talk all the time. I love talking to you. Sometimes he's like, save it for the pod. And I'm like, no, I have to get this out now.
If you're really getting into something, I'm like, save it for the pod. Let it be organic. I don't need to hear your opinion on it right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been She Talks, He Nods. Until next time.
Oh,
snap.
We were both going to say until next time. That's so cool. Jinx, you owe me a pinch poke and a Coke.
You owe. All right.
That's how it goes,
I'll
right?
I'll definitely pay up.
I don't like Coke, so
okay.
not that kind at least.
Okay. Chill with that.
I don't like any kind of Coke. So
Anymore.
Chill.
Anyway, okay.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.